Okay, guys, we are successfully able to create our repository in the previous video, and now we need to push our project code into that repository, right? So we need a project. So I'm going to create that in a minute. Here I'm going to open my terminal and I'm going to create a empty project. Basically I'm going to create it from scratch. So mkdir, and I'm going to say my app, and I have created empty folder here, right? And now I'm going to navigate into that folder, my app. Oops, let me make this cd my app, and I want to open this into the VS Code, right? And you can see this one is open into my VS Code. Here I want to create a new file, index.html, and I'm going to type here I am home page. Okay, so I have created one index.html file, and you can see this, it's appeared here too, right? And now I want to basically add a .git directory here, right? .git directory folder here, and I'm going to add my changes there, right? So how to create an empty folder? So you don't need to manually create it, you need to type git init, and it's saying initialize empty GitHub repository. So it's added a .git directory here, but we are not able to see that. Why? Because it's hidden by default. If you go to this your view tab here and click on this hidden items, you can see this, it's now appeared, right? So why this one is hidden by default? Because we don't need to play around manually with that file, so that's why it's hidden. That accidentally we can change something there, so that's why it's hidden by default. That's awesome. And now basically I want to do here is I want to say I want to add this index file into my .git directory. So we don't need to manually do that. Git will automatically track those files. So how Git will add those files? So here you need to add git commit, right? You need to add your files there. So but before adding the files, I'm going to create a new branch here. So now question arises, what is a branch? So basically branch is a space where every developer work into their own space and then push their code on the repository here, and it will differentiate that it's a developer 1 code, developer 2 code, and so on. So how to create a branch? So just type git checkout -b and then type the branch name. I want to create the main branch, so that's why I type main. So this command is doing two things. First, it's creating the main branch using this -b flag, and then switching into that branch using this checkout. So hit enter. So now it's returning that switch to a new branch main. So we are in the main branch, right? It's created a new branch which is main, and then it switched to that branch. So if you want to switch into the branch, you need to just type git checkout and then branch name. So first time -b is required. And if you want to check your branches, you can type git branch, and very first time when you don't have any commit, it doesn't appear, right? You can see this, it's returning the empty results. So very first thing is we need to add our files into that branch. So how we can add that? So just type git add space, then you need to type your file name which you want to add. So in our case it's index.html file. So just type index.html. So this file will be added. But in our case, when we are working on our projects, and let's say it's a Laravel application which contain a lot of folders and files, so we can't mention it manually here. So there is another alternative which is git space add dot. Dot mean all. We want to add all of the files which exist in this folder, right? We don't need to specify any name. Hit enter, and yes, you can see this. Now this one is returning the empty results. It means that it's basically added those files into this .git directory. So now we need to commit our changes to that directory. Basically we want to add a commit. So now question arises, what is commit? So basically commit is a message which is telling that what kind of update into that code which we pushed. So let's say we in the previous when we are creating this directory, this overall repository, it's added initial commit. So basically if you will push your code 100 times and you want to track that 50 commit, so it will tell you that you want to know that what you did in this 50 commit. So it's a message where you will write that what you did there, right? So it's a complete detail. So I'm going to do this so it will give you more clarity. Git commit -m, and then in double quotes here you will mention like added index.html file. So here you will mention the detail. So it will tell you that what you did in this commit. Hit enter, and you can see this now added one file change, one insertion, create mode, and it's now added this index.html file into our main branch. So how you can check that branch? Previously we typed git branch which returned empty result, but it will at this time it will return that main branch. Hit enter, and yes, you can see this, it's turning the main branch, right? And perfect, we basically created an empty repository, then we created a new branch, and after that creating a branch we added our all files there, and then we added a message that what we are doing in those files, and after that we are able to see that we are inside our main branch. Now this one is our local branch. What is meaning of that local? Local mean that this one is our in our system, not on the remote. So we have two kinds of branches, local branches and remote branches. Local mean which branches are exist on your system is marked as local, and you have a GitHub repository where you have multiple branches. Here you can see this one branch which is main by default. So here you have multiple branches, right? So these are called the remote branches. So now we have our code inside our local branch, and we want to push this on this on our remote branch. So this is a main branch, right? And I want to push my code there. So how we can do that? Just go here and type command git remote add origin, and then you need to type here origin where you want to. Basically we are connecting our local branch with the remote branch or internet branch. You can also say that it's an internet branch because it's on the internet. It's a basically main difference. Okay, so how we can link that branch with our local branch? So we need to mention its path. You just click on this code, and you can see this one is a path which is here HTTPS. So just copy that. Or another thing is you can copy it from the URL too. It's also the same thing which is here, right? And you need to type here, and it's pasted, and hit enter. And yes, our now local branch is connected with this remote branch, and we need to push our code, right? So just type git push origin. And now here you need to specify that you want to push your code but from which branch you want to push your code. We have created the main branch, so we want to add here main branch, right? And the very first time when you are pushing your code, you need to type here -u, or you can make it capital too, or make it lowercase. We have type here, we want to push our code git push origin, and then we specify that origin where we want to push our code, because in our this local branch we have multiple branches, so that's why we need this we need to specify that from which branch we want to push our code. Hit enter. So it will ask you to log in first into your branch, right? It says permission denied to Adi Niazi. Why? Because we are not logged in. So if you want to make sure that you are logged in or not, just go here to your control panel and then make it here a large icon, and then find a credential manager option, this one. Click on this Windows credential and find the GitHub here, GitHub, and you can see this Hadi Niazi branch is basically it's added this Hadi Niazi username here, but currently we are not logged in with this Hadi Niazi. We want to log in with the different branch which we different GitHub account which we have created right now. This one is basically your GitHub account which is logged in here. If you will remove it from here, you are not logged in anymore using this CLI, this command line interface. So now if I'll push that command again, so it will ask me to log in myself. Hit enter, and it will ask you to log in, and yes, you can see this now GitHub here pop-up is appeared, and you can click on this sign in with the web browser, or you can also do this using token. So sign in is very simple, just click on this sign in, so it will open your basically authorization section here. So make sure if you are logged in here in this web browser, so just open this web browser here and then push mark this push here, so it will open this authorization in this web browser rather than another profile, right? Just click on this authorization, authorize git. Yes, I want to authorize. Basically it's a permission that it's asking that I want to log in your GitHub information from web browser. And if you go back, it will now push your code, right? Just wait for a minute because it's completing the authorization. It's checking that what's your account logged in into that web browser, and now it will log in. And you can see this now it's saying rejected, failed push to some ref to this update was rejected because remote contain work you don't have locally. Okay, now it's asking that I want to push that code. Now it's logged in, we are logged in here using this CLI. It's know that I'm doing this through the journey 266, but now it's unable to push that code. Why? Because Git tells us that all files should be matched with your own file, so then you will be able to push your changes. But currently we don't have any .readme file there, but this contain readme.md file, right? So that's why it's failing, right? So now we need to basically add this file into our project, so then this will be resolved. Or another thing is you need to add here by removing this you can replace this with the F. So F mean it's a force flag that if this .readme file doesn't exist in our project, still push that code. It will forcefully push that code. Hit enter, and you will see this, it will push that code in a few moments. And yes, you can see this, it's pushing that, and yes, it's pushed that code successfully 100%, right? Our code is pushed, and if I go here and refresh that out, it will contain this index file which we have locally on our system, because we have connected that branch with our local branch, and from our local branch we pushed our files from our local branch to this remote branch. And yes, you can see this, our .index.html file is here, and it's removed this .readme file. It says it's missing, right? It's showing add a readme file. So it's removed that readme file. So make sure when you are forcing the Git to forcefully push the code, it will basically remove all of the code from there and then replace with your all of the file. So your remote file changes will be lost if you have different changes there. So make sure to add this force flag wisely. So very first time it's fine because we have created that repository, but in the future we will resolve that how to match those files. So currently this, if I click on that file, it's contain the same message which we have. It's saying I'm the home page, and you can see this, it's also showing us the commit added index file. So it's basically a descriptive message that what this commit is doing. So in this way you can push your code, and from the next video we are going to cover our next stuff, that how we can switch into the different branches, how we can match those files, and so on things. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.